How are they getting sound?
Really nice to see you.
It is good to be out.
And I get from Leah Connor by when I look at you. Why do you Leah Connor used to have a dance company?
You know me?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Are you strongly connected with Leah?
I'm connected, yeah.
I don't know, every time I'm trying to get in Leah.
We live in the same track.
Everyone reading the account has entered the building. Yeah, freedom, for freedom. Shaggy is not far behind. Shaggy, you know, one went on. Rita, so Rita. Yeah.
All right.
No, no, no.
Okay, so now we go back to our way.
But put your chair around.
Maybe have maybe a little race.
Are we ready? Wow, this is so freaking beautiful. Like, y'all are so good. Thank you guys so much for being here. We are so happy to have these incredible artists and poets and activists be here and take up space here. Before we begin, I wanted to start with a quick land acknowledgement. Eastwind Books of Berkeley recognizes that Berkeley sits on the territory of the Laotian, the ancestral and unceded land of the Taino-speaking Ohlone people, the protectors of the historic and sovereign rural land of Alameda County. This land was and continues to be of great importance to the Ohlone tribes and other related descendants of the Brown. We recognize that every member of the Berkeley community has benefited and continues to benefit from the use and occupation of this land since the institution's founding in 1858. Consistent with our values of community and diversity, we have a responsibility to acknowledge and make visible the historic relationships to Native people. By offering this acknowledgement, we affirm the right to Indigenous sovereignty and will continue to up and support this effort. Thank you. Before we begin, I wanted to introduce the incredible Bradley Drago Science. Bradley is cool and everything, but also took Bradley's shoes. Bradley? Vintage Burns. How do you say? Yeah, vintage Burns. Okay. So after the shoes, I'll introduce Bradley over this. Bradley Drago Science is a poet, artist, and activist. His performance style was developed at the Experimental Performance Institute at New College, San Francisco, where he received his BA in Queer Performance and Activism. He's developed and produced and toured several multidisciplinary solo plays, including three, Where's Adam and Am I a Man? He also has another play that was originally commissioned at the Queer Cultural Center and has been performed at the March, the Flight and the San Francisco Fringe Festival, where it received the Best Fringe Award in 2017. In the fall of 2018, Bradley earned an MFA in Interdisciplinary Arts and Writing from the California Institute of Integral Studies. Integral Studies. And now Bradley is going to shine and do a few readings.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for being here today. I didn't know exactly what I was getting into when I said I was kind of the event. I had not taken it before we know what we're doing it. Or when I want to do that, it's Nomadic. Yes. So we're here to uplift this, well, painting the street, Oakland Uprising in the time of rebellion. And I don't know what your experience was after the George Floyd riots, but I found myself in downtown Oakland looking at all the murals, looking at all the art, looking at all these paintings. I took many, many pictures. I made a video over them. Like, I was really scared that this work and this kind of art was going to get lost. But it seems like, and from what I've seen so far, that work hasn't been lost. It's been collected and is actually available in this book. And it's an uplifting in a collection of voices, primarily of people of color who are expressing their pain, who are expressing rebellion, who are expressing and protesting a moment in our history and other moments in our time. And I just think it's really wonderful and exceptional to be here and be part of this event. So I just want to make sure that I say that as I look around and introduce people and read our poetry. That's what we're here to do. We're here to uplift and express and evolve with the artists who took the time to make their work available to us. If we're outside taking digital photos of selfies and some ID and we're in front of it like, hey, I'm cool because of this. Like, the collection of that work we can put in our coffee table, we'll bring it to our homes and have conversations around. And that's been advised by the man because we want to give a round of applause for that. And we're going to celebrate today poetry. And I have my favorite poem that I've written. It was published by Nomadic Press in my book called Black Magazine. And I always read it. Whenever I give it a chance, I always read this poem. I don't know why, it's like the poem to me. And somebody jokingly said I should read it backwards, so I'm gonna. Feel free to call questions. Sorry, if you don't file as well. You don't want to do your bio. You don't want to read your bio. If you're going to be here creating art as we go, and I want you to understand who Cheeto is. Cheeto is a mixed media creator currently residing in Oakland, California, with a primary focus in visual arts. Cheeto's vision lies within their passion for ancestral art, abstract expressionism, and storytelling. Throughout their life experience, they faced a series of trials relating to fear, worry, and doubt. After having spent a period of time focusing on knowledge, self, and projections of experience, they realized they can use their creative platform to transmute that energy to promote love, power, wisdom. In doing so, they hope to create a spark of inspiration, promote positive living, and influence those who visually digest the creation to reflect the qualities onto themselves and others. So as Cheeto's here creating, that's what you're experiencing in Cheeto's words. So please pay attention that it happens around you and let's give Cheeto this one. No, thank you for creating. So my favorite poem from my book must be, because I always read it in middle class. Or the poem in my book. And I've never read it backwards. I'm gonna sip the water. And hope for the best. I middle passage tenderly. No tears travel from the green line Atlantic that stole you from me. Once was it the best of the ocean on the pale skin. Cry, do you remember me? Meaningful, I look to her and call her cousin that will never be retrieved. I'm drying saliva of African bones and names from the shore. With words and cheese, water for us, spilling blood of pirates. The beloved can always leave. Do not forget that cannot be perceived. Kisses left by breath, heart keeping, left seething. Hear the mischievous wind, press your ear to my chest, like withered leaves, wearing skin, nothing grows. His lover's own dying seed of absorbing, believes his death is born and becomes receptive, refuses to turn over. He practices his against his lover, then look for some from others. For the love that's in your heart, but past the hand of others, can't reach for the hand of God. We hear them under covers. The ground disturbs and wants to be dreamed. Not unlike too many young black brothers, they pace behind bars and dudes who still knows their name. Read moths and forgotten days in my lion, eyes weeping willows, we blue prince, we hieroglyph pilgrims of the ocean. We are the children who written language, north or south. It is an accent from Africa, United States, and the very roof of our mouths. It is swimming between our tongues. It is the whole history we must speak, because more important than any language, our so-called poor grammar, we protect our broken English through the dialect we speak. We connect to our ancestors, but pray for what's been took. See but not for today, hesitant but look. Pro-tour spend your life, careful what you say, uneducated tongue to walk another day. Mr. Twin is doomed in hope to stop laughing, nappy hair of plume, to confident, softly whipped, worn on cotton wounds. Thank you. Thank you. Wow. Thank you for thank you for helping with me about that. I like that. So let's make today pop. Let's get some poets up here. Let's get some beautiful work. So before we do that, I want to introduce J.K. Fowler. J.K. Fowler is the founder and executive director of Nomadic Press, a publishing house headquartered in Oakland with additional nodes in Philadelphia. When he can speak in a few free moments, he works on his books called Making Space, and nuts and bolts how to publish creative nonfiction text paired with the aesthetic philosophy of literally and figuratively making space on the page and stage. Everybody, let's put our hands up to the founder, the publisher, the man, and not the picture. And Elena.
One name needs no introduction. Elena.
Elena Toronto, co-founder, EastSide Arts Alliance, out of Oakland, and partner on this book, along with some other amazing folks. So painting the street took about 2 years to pull together. Obviously emerged out of the murders of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and countless others. And as the art started to come up around downtown, I think we kind of collectively knew that something unique was happening. Oakland started to look like a walking gallery, and there were so many folks out in the streets that we knew and were in community with. And I think in September, we started to talk about the idea of this project coming together. One of the biggest challenges was that the art was necessarily transitory in nature. It would come up and then it would be taken down, it would be moved, and we didn't know all the artists. And so we spent a lot of time sort of finding the various artists, connecting, and it took a lot of community work to onboard. So the team that came together was Nomadic Press and EastSide Arts Alliance. Elena Toronto, Leslie Lopez, who did so much work with the artists, Greg Morzuni, Laura Salazar, and the designer of the book, Javon Tyler, did an amazing job pulling everything together.
Thank you. Yeah, so yes, I'm part of the collective of EastSide Arts Alliance. Greg and I, there's 3 of the founders that are still part of the collective, me, Greg, and Suzanne. So we're watching our cultural center evolve to the next generation. And, you know, we're in East Oakland Cultural Center, a new bookstore, thanks to Eastwind. And I always forget your bookstore's name. Medicine for Nightmares. You have to get familiar with where it comes from. You know, all the small bookstores. I just found out that S1 Books in Los Angeles is closing, and I'm sad about that. But I feel like this was totally a labor of love. And for us, we met weekly via Zoom, and it was a really hard time. I mean, Oakland was suffering. We were all suffering. The artists came out, put these images on the walls, the poets and the essayists and the writers came out, and we managed to put it together, and it felt like we birthed the child there. So I'm happy that we were able to do that, and I'm happy that this work lives on, and I encourage folks to, you know, really savor it and read the writings that are in there, and you know, kind of think about where we were then, where we are now, and you know what we need to do to keep moving forward. And really the power, EastSide's always believed in the power of the artists to help us give voice to some of the craziness. So I appreciate this going on right as we're talking, and everyone is here. Thank you.
Something good turning at the end, so we'll take off some questions and talk.
All right, let's get the man. Before they come back and wow you with all the knowledge and information here. We have to both coming to entertain you, to inspire you, and the first of which I am really, really happy to have been spent so much time with for the last couple of years with Nomadic Press. I owe that in. That. Dalian Tinga is the founding producing director of the Lower Bottom Players team, Oakland's oldest North American theater company. And Tinga is a multidisciplinary creative force. Proof, a brilliant actress, producing director, playwright, poet, dramaturg, performance consultant, educator, and community advocate. She is the founder of Lower Bottom Players Summer Theater Day Camp, established in 2007, a performance-based university through the arts day camp that provides enrichment activity for ages 5 to 18. And from Fort Lauderdale, this is from the fire.
That's an old fire.
This is must be an ancient bio because this is also the Fort Lauderdale.
Someone can people hear me. Can you hear me in the back? Because it occurs to me, if I go sit behind that desk, you're still not going to be able to see me.
Other people at home won't be able to see you.
Okay, so they're making me move. I'm gonna move from this chair to that chair. Okay. I'm gonna be recorded. You are gonna have to learn how to talk fast. No, I'm not gonna do it. Okay. I don't think I need this. Can you hear me? They can't hear me. It's kind of like music in the air or in headphones. You can guess how I like my music, huh? In the air. So I am going to read first from the book that's being honored today, Painting the Street. This piece called Town Biz. Oakland, a lonely land, the town, drums welcome, full of spirits. Orisha speak Ebonics, doors open, tribe of the white tea, where shades of Garvey walked, Daddy Grace danced in his footsteps. Huey Newton slept here, fed children, gathered struggle seed, dressed in black leather, immaculate, and wrote history. Olga served the people. There is no higher calling. Blood on these streets, dreams dared, seals for mayor. Little Bobby Hutton died here, confronted on all fronts, known for stunt, quick to go left to get you right. We the home of the scraper bike here, we open all night. Watch the swine, watch the swine. Bougie gatekeepers have danced for crumbs here. Watch them down with poor people's tears. Statues erected to some. Dumb, hyphy, done, gone, dumb. We keep the fire there. Loaded lyrics, hard beats, and street politics. We police the police. We home in these streets. Descendants of legacy, underground heavies, sharp machetes, retired slaves, sideshow unruly nappy heretics rewriting scripts, fist in the air, freedom on lips, liberated narratives raised on African funk poured from Southern trunks. Flatbed protests celebrate Malcolm X. Brigades, comrades, fruit of Islam, Sunday morning gospel, black in all its shades. Djembes by the lake, burdens rested souls, soothed sunshine and black smiles. We ride with unresolved heartache, making life between breaks. Smell of barbecue, red beans on dinner plates, fried chicken in the corner stores, and memories of what ain't no more. I know some places the police won't go along. And I know some cats who can recite the 500 names of God straight up off the dome. Wild Wild West, baby. Legends of lumping, stolen, and returned. Uncaged oral testimony keeps thoughts of free at last from being lonely. New cowboys appeared here, like a new frontier. Skinny jeans and no fear. The down-pressers catch reckonings around here. Liberation's an imperative and we stay clear. Pressing forward, remembering we have remembered many things. Beyond checkers and chess, this is deep water game. Hail Mary, Tupac, and the ghost of Claude McKay, pressed against the wall, fighting black, fighting back, rebel warrior black. We multiply across divides. It's a soul thing. Even removed, the stain remains. So I'm going to read a couple of poems that actually are 5 poems that are all related. I'm going to read you the last 3 all together. From a section of poems called The People, because every now and then we forget how that works. The People, Part 2. We the people. Who? Us. Me and you. The wolves work for us. Read the Constitution. It's not a good read, but it's so well. In our name, we the people. Don't care how you got here, we the people. Paying the cost of the wolves who boss the boss. We the people own this shit. How you let the butler put you on a budget? Flipped script, free range conscripts, shipped off to kill for better tomorrows. Patriots who won't read the Constitution. Now, it ain't a good read, but it's so well. We ain't who we say we are. We lie, we cheat, we lack grace. We got big feet, echoes stepping and polluting cross borders, some clean water. Stay you free, just don't disagree. Free speech, just no hard truths. Turn your head, muzzle your mouth. Don't see, pay the fee, the tithe, the tax. It costs to be bossed by wolves. We the people. Ain't no streets paved with gold here. They got steroids in the middle. What the hell happened to the honeybees and the American farmer? Corporate ownership of your shit. We the people. What happened? Sleep at the wheel. In a napkin turned paper towel. We the people, dying of hunger in the home of the free, where you are free to freeze on the streets. Home of the brave, incarcerate more people than any other free nation. War around the world, hands in many pies, death in the drugstore, in the supermarket, drugs in the water, lead on the playground, open a prison, close the school. We the people asleep at the wheel. All people eat dog food. No one can afford medicine. How bread costs $5 a loaf. We the people. What happened? Sleep at the wheel. Therapists charge clients who live off $800 a month over survival sex, obsessed with sex, obsessed with gay rights, obsessed with right to life, should be obsessed with life on the street. Bank own all the houses, jobs overseas, need a degree, school closed, fees up, rent too damn high. $2,000 a month to live by a trailer park in the hood, asleep at the wheel. We'll kill for an education, a house, a sliver of the American dream. We, the people, asleep at the wheel. We ain't who we say we are. We, the people, pay charlatans to mind the store. We bankrupt, got caught with our hands in our pants. Wolf took the day and sold it back on the margin. We, the people, made in the USA, known for pandering, shiny shit. Apathy, TV to keep you asleep at the wheel. Wolves driving, car full of sheep. The new white meat. Shops gotta eat. Sheep don't count. We the people, muted, unplugged, distracted by survival, praying, afraid of the dark, we co-sign, down to our last dime. Who we gonna call? No innocence, just innocent, waiting on we the people. About to be run over by the wheel, sacrificed to the wolves with no flags, pockets stuffed with currency, no loyalty. They put God on the money. You see what they pray to? In our name, we the people ain't got no money. We the people, in our name, graveyards, fields, bellies empty. In our name, we the people. What happened? Bloated bureaucracies eating our tomorrows and shitting on today. We the people, silent, asleep at the wheel, wolves driving the car full of sheep. We the people. I'm gonna end with one quote. This is called Them People. They don't really care about us. Who? Them people. Them people that did it. Them people that didn't do nothing. Them people who made it happen, let it happen. Them, those people, not us people, other people. Them people who ruined it, wasted it, broke it, peed on it. Them, those folks, not us, them, the other, not us folks. They did it. They caused it. They made it. They brought it to the table, tied it to the wheel. Them people with the bullshit. Packaging it, slinging it, buying it, accepting it. Them people, them dumb people, the ones that don't know no better. You know we need to teach them people. The bad ones, the ones without God, the heathen people, them, the they folks. You heard what they said about them. Them people that craft the evil, them people who ignore the shadows, the cracks, the lies, the sins, them, the sheep people. The wolf people, the people who see and don't say, the people who hear and won't know, the knowers who lie, the people who continue knowing the wheel is broke, them, all of us, them, we are they are us, we are them people. Are we who we want to be? All right.
Don't make me do that. Clap like that, and hold it like that. I'm gonna invite you to take a moment. Just take a second and just acknowledge what happened. Take a moment, take a breath with me. Count to 3. 1, 2, 3. And slowly and easily let it out. Sometimes we miss moments when it happens with another people.
Yeah.
Rita is coming up to the mic. Let me get you paperwork together. The way that. Ah, so Rita. So that's what it is. I'm really home now. I'll be back. Pretty much on the poet, that's the woman named Ijali Musa.
Yeah, John Musa.
Ijali Musa.
Yeah, what a doctor.
Ijali Musa.
Yeah.
Woman of truth. Poem activist for holism. And the key energy therapist, lyricist, and executive director of the Tree of Life Foundation Literacy Health Project, has published over 72 anthologies of poetry, where I must use via California poets. In fact, school rock at the school Alameda Conference and Jefferson Unified School District since 1989. She is the UC Berkeley's 96 Bay Area Writing Project Summer Fellow Graduate Program. The recent book published by Nomadic Press,
Yes.
February 2020, Synchronicity, World of the Sun Medicine, was based on small present distributed list of recommended reads. We forward up, we back
Yeah, I guess I could do this. Yeah. Can you hear me? Okay, I'll try to project my voice.
You need the mic.
I don't know, do I need a mic?
Just for the audience.
Maybe for the audience.
For the audience at home, we're just thinking about the audience.
Oh, okay, so. Okay, do I need to hold it? Or can
We
we?
get-
I'll hold it.
Let's move the mic down first. Let's do it.
Watch out for the camera.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. Moving forward. Every yes, in that. Okay, it's an honor to be here and in this book. Those of you who do not have it as yet, make sure you do get it. It is cataloging a moment in time in America, in Oakland. There's so much. I'm going to read what I have in the book. And thank you, Lord. You know, we come a long way, huh? Right? And we keep on pushing. Keep on pushing. This is called the Arc of Protest. Some of you will think of the ARK. There's also the ARC, and the end of the poem will end with the ART. Which art? Okay. Devil in the details. Devil in the details derail liberation. Rose up on beak wheel revelation. All reveres this epiphany. Somebody's manifest destiny theory wants it to be real. Compared to what? Whose liberty do we trust? Don't care what the law is, who be the judge, the adjudicator, the mediator, the referee between father, son, and his ghost family. Didn't hear a woman mentioned in this trilogy. Is she ghost? Heard freedom ring at JoJo's house the other day, singing with Mickey's monkey. Dum da la 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 la. Derailing emancipation, crippling human consideration, negotiating peace. Which peace? Who be the umpire to decide which side of the bread slice is butter? Got money for wars, but not for the poor. In our language, there are 30 words for wealth. Only one of them refers to money. English details derail truth. Argues well for what constitutes the manufacturing of consent. Serves up hegemonies, milk toast, bathed in sheep chick shallow water. Wants us to try it, tells us we'll like it. Like Mickey, he ate everything. Hollywood views, alternative facts sold on TV's news racks, track nouns, verbs, conjured words, coining acronyms for dollars, the 1% authors of good decisions. Sprinkling powdered sugar on fresh cow patties. Exceeding olfactory's threshold, socializing PTSD wormholes, mass breath, drop scope. Strung out on fairy tale toe, Joe. Jack falls down, breaks his crown. Jill comes running after, yelling, "You've been clown, fool, but I got you. Don't worry about the future. Farmer got drugs to numb, son." Details derail sense. Generations hooked like fish on illusion of inclusion, sublime dish. You too can be a human crucifix. Want to be like Jesus? Jesus for sale, Jesus in jail, Jesus on the corner, Jesus needs bail, Jesus executed, pass the plate, derailed, sunflowers, bees, our covenant with sun biology. Sadistic seed favor AI viral fire technology. Decking next with bowels of folly, effing with thoracic melody, freezing hearts and lyricidal symphonies, trafficking mind, body, and soul, 2 seconds from frostbite control, sticking tongues to flagpoles, pledging allegiance to dependence, tagged one nation, underdog, with liberty and justice for some. Sit, heal, stay, obey, unconditionally.
no responsibility. Love your enemy, judge not. Say what? Some said they named names in protest of those trying to break their sex and wreck their nest. Others said, chill, be still, hear, see, and speak no evil. Detailed metaphysical tones, metaphysical bones through skin. If hypervigilance is shown and people bifurcate in fear of C9 funk affliction, failed judgments of suicide, hunger, police, gang violence, homelessness, and addiction, witnessing an increase under totalitarian disease, clearly the oligarchs' narcissist peace, praise, decrease of critical things. Troubled waters resist, ask, why, dear Lord, did you say, physician, heal thyself? How can we heal if we can't judge the cards you dealt? Can you play leapfrog? Water getting hotter now. Where you gonna jump? Which art got your covenants? And I was trying to decide which one for this. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Yeah, it's just the sign of the times, and I get it. That's the Holy Ghost. Come on, go ahead. That's so as I was talking about the art and the art, then I'll end with the Holy Ghost. Spells, labyrinths, double talk, sticks and stones break bones and homes, take fish hook star from eyes. Altar, altar, ark, ark, covenant, government, enterprise, enterprise, paradise, paradise, prophets, prophets, sail, sail, worship, worship, pray, pray, peace, peace, sun, sun, perish, perish, duel, duel, good God. Yes, good is a weak declension for God. Why alter earth's altar? Silence the ark for an ark. Why doubt sacred fire of every kind? Who enters prize for this enterprise? Why did the son of the sun worship with worship? Pray on those who pray for peace. Set sail for sail of peace with paradise for paradise. Government's prophet gambles with prophet covenant of light. Will jewels perish and perish of jewels? Whose good is sacrificed for the concept of God? And now in Byron. Holy Ghost, where heaven's bank on earth's shorelines, mothers, where tides rise and break by sun, moon, and stars, and children come forth as birth ships, prophets of immortality. I said children come forth as birth ships, prophets of immortality, cells, trillions
snaps X-ray photographs of me in helpless responsibility. A waterfall of paper white caps the coffee table. He laughs too hard to notice my tears. He says, "I'll call when I get downstairs." I crawl towards the bathroom where my oldest sister stands, arrogant and impatient, blocking the doorway. She exhales a chest full of cigarette smoke that hiccups a dirty thunderstorm along the ceiling. I beg her to stop. She sneers, "The pitifulness of yourself." The bathroom is mossy, the toilet black, towels in the sink sentient and scarred. The phone howls in the hallway, a lupine blues. What's left of my sister dissipates in the smoke. Was she ever there? My mother stands in the living room, her body an avalanche of silk and cotton. She is possessed by a cancer the doctors do not believe in. It curses through her and sings, sings, sings. The phone harmonizes in G minor. The bathroom where I stand is a cage. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Not out of bio, I'm out of descriptions and stuff, but I'm not out of opportunity for you to pass. Look it up for everybody who cares. And negativity is for all this amazing work. When do you do next? What are you going to have an opportunity to speak, have Q&A with the folks involved in the creation of this book? And if you look at these titles, you think, should I buy a book for today? I was thinking about how people have been time about one of these small people who's think about that. So if you're going to come up and the writers and all of them come up and have a Q&A for you. I would have that.
People to know of the
Yeah,
cause and another ball. Really?
So this is the, if anyone has any questions, if you would like to ask me letters or anything about the production of the book, feel free to just raise your hand.
I'm actually sorry. Was there a triggering image or what was the initial spark where you were like, these things need to be captured into a book? Like it's regular.
It was down, I mean, I remember down on 14th of November at the Chase Bank there. That first night, we protested and we went down, and there was, I think, the George Floyd, different people in Chase building. And then over the course of the next few days, we went down with more and more stuff. You could just feel the energy of what was happening. So I think that was the beginning of thinking about how to do it. But of course, we don't work for a lot of visual artists. I mean, we do, we're not. So that's when EastSide, talking to Elena, talking to Leslie herself being a beautiful visual artist, really kind of opened up the space.
Move this. Move the mic out. Sorry. Pointing at each other.
I was just wondering, did you feel an extreme sense of urgency to document this? Or, well, it seems like you did. I was just wondering if there's the sense of urgency, because those things weren't going to stay around forever. Was the city and local businesses like covering them up? It was like an expression of outrage and rebellion.
Well, like you mentioned, folks, the businesses did start to take those pieces down pretty soon after. It's been what, a month or so? And there were groups like Black Cultural Zone and others who were trying to collect those pieces as it came down so that we could keep that and archive those pieces. I think we, as a team, we talked a lot about that urgency that you're talking about. And we definitely did feel some pressure that we had to deal with around really trying to get this out. But I think where we ultimately landed is it needed to come out in its own time. And it needed to take nearly 2 years for us to pull it together. There were a number of changes in who we were working with and artists that we couldn't reach, and it just took a lot of time. And I think it came out exactly when it needed to. But yeah, we had to contend with that feeling of urgency, especially right at the beginning.
And what do you think of, between all the others that have been lynched or murdered? George Floyd stood out or was more visceral or something for people. It had to be made real in some sense. How do you feel about the difference between George Floyd and Oscar Grant or, Tamir Rice or all the others? And they said it was a definitive moment. It was like so often heard that on the news, on the radio, been a defining moment. We've come to it. What was the last, the first? What is your feeling? I'm open to anything.
I think Floyd is different because he was murdered for 2 years in a loop on television during a time when people were confined to their houses and intimately connected to their own mortality.
Exactly.
For one time, the entire earth was having a singular experience, Corona. And at the same time, everybody was cut off from the things that comforted them. And when you add them all up with the pluses and the equals, you come out with normal. All of that was gone. So for 2 years, you watched this man murdered over and over again. She's right, it wasn't the first one. In many ways, George Floyd was Emmett Till, he's Mike Brown, he's Trayvon Martin. It was a note that rang that I think made everybody ashamed. I think even we were ashamed of dying over and over again. We were ashamed that we couldn't rush into the television and drop kick that man up off of him. White folks were ashamed. This is what happened. So there was a massive instinctive reaction. I'd like to close it with saying something that kind of ties in, I think, with what you're getting at. So people started saying, the door is open. We can see. We believe you. Y'all do realize that door is closed now, right? That's not the news anymore. The news is the war in the Ukraine. The news is the economy in the tank. The news is Roe versus Wade, the news is everything but Black people finishing the conversation about being afraid to breathe in North America.
Yeah, and that's so true, because my witness, but a tweet was sent to me of Oscar Grant. His life, he was, I didn't watch the movie, never saw the movie because a friend of mine who was like a college and actually sent the tweet. He had of being there when he was alive. A young man, young father. He was the peacemaker. So, as you said, after all, that's one, and then, I'm a new job. Man, over and over, but so, yes, understand the rage you may see on the street as you see Black men or people of color looking deranged and looking like just been hit by something. Just what that is. Because we're sitting here and told to
So I have a question about art as resistance. One way to look at those loop videos went on for all that time. In the hood, you have beef with someone, and you don't necessarily want to run up in their house and kill everything, including the ducks. You do what's called a demonstration. This might mean you drive by the house late at night and lit up the AKs. So people know messing with you is not a good thing. So George Floyd and all of the public lynchings, a demonstration, keep us in fear, to remind us you could lose your life on camera in broad daylight in a big crowd. Nothing will happen. So in what way does work like Paint the Streets push it back against that or create counter narrative to give us a place for that joy they keep asking about, like we ain't got none, for that joy to live in, to be there, that thing that causes the resilience is a dirty word, but the thing that inspires the resilience, something very, very different. And so either Elena or JK, could you speak back to me about the importance of counter narratives? Yes.
Arts.
Black Arts Movement? Yes! I've been on one about the importance of art. Now we think we know it's important. Now somehow we don't know how important it is. No. So yeah, the Black Arts Movement. I mean, to show you how important arts is, according to the history, the Black Arts Movement is over. Yet I sit here with a beating heart, lung full of air, creating in that continuum. Yes, we are so powerful. They try to tell you, well, your movement's over. Stop talking now. Y'all not be thinking no more. You free. That's what I'm saying.
oh,
Lean over.
it ain't.
Exactly.
It's, yeah. That's why the books are here. We have books after these books. But this, oh my gosh. When you look through the work, it's amazing. And it's mind expanding. And it makes you want to share with others. It makes you want to, take it to the next level. Well, did you know? Did you understand? What was referenced here? Was the reference? This is reference.
Actually, what is? Now that you know that, like, for all of you, like, I've been writing and paying attention to you for a while, and I know that people pay attention to what you write and say. What does it feel like to be writing today, knowing that people are paying attention to what it is you're creating, what you're putting out in the world, and what intention you bring to your writing now that maybe wasn't as present before?
But for me personally, writing has always been something for healing, something to make better, something to help someone see, because you can't be in this condition and see. Something is not being seen. And so, having been a nurse and worked as a lab tech in a psychiatric institution, but just looking at layers and levels of what has been documented in something, and what we continually allow ourselves to go through. For me, documenting so can heal, make better, help fix it, help be aware of it. I feel that's what we do as poets, right? For me personally. At least that's what I hear when I listen to my fellow artists. That's what I hear. It's always about the healing. How can we get to the next stage? How can we make it better? How can we expand this up? How do we do it?
Yeah, as a nurse, you know that when you're sick, you address it, you don't ignore it. You can't heal something from something that it doesn't exist.
Exactly. Yes.
You have to turn towards it and
Yes. Because what's in the book, what Mary Baraka told me personally, too much patience will make you a patient.
Riffing off that. I asked Barack one time sitting in EastSide Arts Alliance, what was the most revolutionary thing I could do to make change?
Mhm.
He said, publish,
That's right.
publish,
Mhm.
publish.
Mhm.
I write so that I don't shoot people. I do not march. I do not sit in. I do not have the temperance to occupy. So I write because that rage has to live somewhere.
Yeah.
And I am struck by a quote somebody sent me by Baldwin the other day. It talked about the responsibility of the writer who regurgitates and frames his time. But the most clever understand that to helping create the repository of memory, that the change you seek, you probably will not live to enjoy. Someone has to keep the candle lit so the revolution itself don't go out as a century work. So the idea of being the news and hiding it in books of poetry, decks of tarot cards, beautiful paintings that will outlive us is a profound and sacred gift to the future. And the honoring of the past, to acknowledge it, and to speak it in this moment, place it in a place where the future can find it.
Thank you.
And Io, that's those counter narratives that you're talking about. That's that, especially for future generations, so they know what continuum of struggle they're in. You know, what came before. This is, you don't have to start here. You could start here because we already did this part, and then move it up further. You know, and that's what, you know, we are really working hard on. Greg has this amazing archives and making the archives accessible to artists and community members, and, you know, posters and periodicals and all of this. You know, these are our brain.
Say that loud so people understand it. EastSide Arts Alliance has one of the most comprehensive archives of literature and publications from the Black arts movement that I personally have ever seen. And I've had the great privilege to touch the work. Yes, they let you read it. You can take pictures. Nobody's trying to take the knowledge and keep it in the dusty room where you need gloves and a guard to go and see it. If you have never been there, you should go. If you want to know things, research from that era. Some of the greatest minds that lived in captivity in North America poured scholarship into that archive, and it is a treasure.
You'll find so many poems from history in that archive. And the Smithsonian, right? The Smithsonian. Yes, yes.
They came and worked with
Yeah,
Greg. With Greg.
I'm just saying that's, it's not just Eastside. Eastside has collaborated in, yeah, so we really need to go there, is what I'm saying.
So I want to just point out, Cheeto here has done this amazing piece. Showing progress, but this is Cheeto's work in the book. And I just thought Cheeto could, be interested in just speaking a little bit to what he experienced in that moment where everyone was making art in the streets, but also with BANF, which is Bay Area Mural Program. It's a great nonprofit arts program based on
Go, she.
Right, first and foremost, I'm like completely overwhelmed with emotion right now. So like, I just feel very honored to even be in the same space, as the people who paved the way, for me to even be able to liberate myself through my creativity in a way where I can share speaking that like me. Yeah, and I don't get emotional all the time. So I'm like, maybe. This is a moment that will live with me for the rest of my life. How do I feel? I get shot, I like attention, but I get shot when I get close. But first and foremost, Bay Area Mural Program is an incredible group of folks who have uplifted me as an artist and just as a creator in general. And we're like one of the few all Black and brown nonprofit mural programs. And that mainly is because a lot of art will be around Oakland, and the art could be beautiful, but then it's like once you get the overall background of like, oh, they paid somebody who doesn't even represent that demographic to do a piece to be the voice of that demographic is always a problem. So we kind of came together and took it upon ourselves and be like, well, we're going to be the ones to be the ones in these dialogues and these conversations, because you can't represent something that you don't live and breathe. So that's the Bay Area Mural Program, and I'm a part of that. And a lot of my art is centered around healing and liberation through creativity and expression. Expression is especially just the idea of being able to talk about your experience and know that you're not alone in your experience. During like Corona and everything that was going on, definitely not, I'm not new to this. I'm originally from the South. I'm from Louisiana. So I've experienced a lot of racism, like very firsthand, and just the gap of progression, whereas if you live in California and if you're not from California, a lot of people see the West as progressive, where you would think, oh, things have moved past a certain point. Well, if you go to the South, you will experience what the regression that they may be talking about, as far as how blatant a lot of the things are, and how apparent that how dense it is in our lives, being Black Americans. You know what I'm saying? So during that time, it was extremely rough for me, being that, like the sister said, that you put these things together to make the normal. When you take all those things away and all you're faced with is you yourself and the reality that you live, things get pretty deep, and you can dig yourself a hole of this overanalyzation, and then put that, top that with the continuous murdering of someone who looks exactly like you on the screen, and then thinking about when everybody gets out of this so-called, this purgatory that we were in, it would just continue to go back to that. So it was just, for me, it's a constant chess game for me, because to know the reality of what was to what is, and to try to envision what will be, and the constant of like the oppression that is looms over a lot of this, it could be very overwhelming for me. So I use my art as a vessel for my pain and my anger, and intentionally try to transmute that in a way where people who look like me, or people who don't look like me, we could just go through similar walks of life, similar experiences, but overall to serve as a reminder that there is a path to liberation, and I never want that light to dim, or I want that road to be covered over in whatever flood of emotions in me. Like, I can get pretty long with it, but that's essentially what I'm at. Thank you all for coming out here to share this with us. Like I said, this is what's needed. This is what continues the vision for the people who come after us. 7 generations, 7 generations ahead. And yeah, that's what it's for. So all of that energy that you put into, just know that it's never for nothing. Like all of that intention, all of that that fire, it's burning bright. Irregardless of what the TV may tell you, because they're always going to give you a different story than the reality of, like, when you hit the street, you hit the street talking to people. Now I don't think it'll ever die. Like we're like beyond. We're of the stardust. We're the carbon that creates the life. So, yeah, that's all.
So each of us have a reason why we title our book, or have something that we relate to. And the book here, Painting the Streets, you understand the streets giving you that up-to-date moment of what's out there. Synchronicity, the oracle of sun medicine. Synchronicity has to deal with the timing of the universe putting in place something so tight you could not have planned. So this is what synchronicity is about. And I just wanted to say that because I hear we explain ourselves through the work that we do and why we rely on things. And I had to rely on you. Some of me had to just moving forward, and I was in off the air. So, it's like, you can't, you gotta rely on something. And the universe, synchronicity, our words, what we listen to, what we share, that moment. That's that book. And I'm sure they can go into the oracle, the synchronicity. Oracle.
Does anyone have any other questions? Let's see. Yes.
Just FYI, it's something I need to read this book that you should all check out. Thank you all so much for being here. Let's give a round of applause to just these wonderful, amazing artists. I also wanted to shout out Keith Hotel for staying out till 2 a.m. figuring out the sound setup for all of us.
Wow.
There's a whole bunch of delicious red bean pastries you're all more than welcome to. Harvey has been hounding me, trying to have me taste all these different sweets and pastries, only to change his mind and buy something completely different. So you guys should definitely try them and then tell him it tastes good, or else he won't sleep. So yeah, all of their books are available for purchase, and they're available for book signings and everything. And Dazzy, thank you so much. You were so awesome. Dazzy, for this? Let's give another talk to Dazzy.
Yeah.
And a round of applause for Gary for paying his parking. All right, thank you, everyone. Please take care, stay safe, and love one another.
Thank you.
I